Hi guys, how you doing? My name is Taiwo, a new immigrant here in Canada. So now I would like to talk about getting your first job in Canada. Yeah, I got my first job within 2 weeks of landing into this country, and some of the mistakes new immigrant makes, before getting their first job. So I just want to give you a faster route, faster method. The fastest method to get your first to land your first career here in Canada, because as a new immigrant it's not easy. I did my first interview 4 days after landing here in Canada, and I land my first job 2 weeks now after landing here in Canada. So now some of the things I did is immediately I landed into the country, I registered my SIM, and I started uploading to Indeed, to job banks, to LinkedIn. Immediately I started submitting my CV. But I realized one of the fastest way to get your job, one of the quickest method is you should call them. So as soon as you land, check Indeed, check the company. You see you've seen their job advert. You see the company names. Search for the company on Google and check their address and call their front desk. So now if you call their front desk and tell them, hi, that's how I did. So I saw your job on your website, and I would like to come in person to submit my CV. And most of the job, the front desk will be like, okay, you can come to submit, and some will be like, oh, submit it through our website. So now if they said submit it through our website, yeah, I'll go ahead and submit through the website, and I'll also go in person and submit, because I realize if you are there, if they see you in person, there are higher chances of selecting, of picking you than someone they didn't see. Because now that I landed my first job, from our company Indeed, I realized that whenever a job advert is posted on the website, on Indeed and everything, there are so many, like more than 200 application comes in. So like, because people are seeing it from Ontario, people are seeing all over, even people outside Canada are seeing this job advert. So a lot of people will upload, even people that at the end of the day you just will take a look at some CV and be like, no, this is not, we don't even need you. It's as if maybe we need someone like a trailer driver, and someone with class 5 is now submitting CV. So be like, no, we only need class 1, and we only stay where. So now we receive a lot of CVs, a lot of resume, more than 100. So now if all these company, if you upload to a company website or on Indeed or anything, and they didn't get back to you, just realize that it's not as if most of the time they might not even see you. So now, because there are bots that auto check all these applications before the HR sees it. So now, and so one of the best thing to do is always table your application resume to what the company needed. If the company said, okay, they need they need a BSc, and you have a BSc, state it there. If the company said, okay, they need 3 years experience, and you have the experience, state it there. Don't remove, always add the keyword, because most of them you upload, and most of these websites on Indeed and all these job banks and everything, they have bots that will check your document first, before the HR or the manager or anybody that has control to that account sees those applications. So now, but if you visit in person, you are there, they checked. Even if your application is not up to what they need, but they say, okay, you can do the job, it's something they feel like, okay, you can do it, definitely they will give you the job. Yeah, I've seen a lot of colleagues, or a lot of my people here in Canada, that they landed a job just because the HR sees them and be like, okay, you are fit for this job, so you can do it. Even they know they don't have that experience for that job, but they are ready to teach them. Yeah, there are a lot of jobs here in Canada, like high-paying job here in Canada, because they really, especially manpower, maybe something that require energy, and so far you are fit to work, most companies will employ you. Even if so far they see you, they feel like, okay, you are fit for the job. You don't know, you might not even have much idea about it, but they'll still definitely there's something called orientation. They orientate you about the job, and before you start the job, so they'll orientate you, teach you about their policy and procedure, maybe like give you like a month or 2 months. So I spent like 2 months in the orientation, so now whereby they taught me how to control a lot of their equipment and everything. So now, and that's one of the things. Try to call them, give them a call the company, tell them about, call them, tell them you are there in the city, you are there in the town, and you want to come in person to submit their CV. So now submit your CV, and ask when you get to the front desk. Don't just submit to the front desk. Ask for the HR, ask for the manager, and submit to the manager directly, because sometimes the front desk people, they might just be like, we don't, maybe some, I don't want to, but ask for the manager and give the manager. And most of the time you might even get interviewed in person immediately there. So that if the manager has the time to interview you, you might even get interviewed in person, so immediately, so you don't need to come back or anything. And the second way you can get a job faster here in Canada is if you can if just go to Google and search for job agency in Canada. So now there are some top agency in your community around you that are ready to get you a job, because there are some big companies that they don't employ directly, they go through agents. So that is how they do in their company. They don't have the time to be doing what's it called, orientation. They don't have the time to be checking CVs, to be selecting who is who and everything. So they don't have the department. So instead of them doing it, so they sort it out to agents. And so that there are some agents here in Canada, in your, depending on your province, in your environment, just go to Google job agency in maybe in your province, in the area that you have, not just the province, but in that area that you have. So they have website, they have phone number. Give them a call, visit them, submit to your CV. If they ask money, most of them will not even ask money from you, but so now they don't even ask money. So if they ask money, is a red flag. So they don't. If they ask money, you need to even report them. So they'll check your CV, and agency is also one of the fastest way to land a job, because they are working for those big companies. I know some big companies in this environment that I am, that they go through agents, and agents are the one that will do the running around for them, to get the right candidate for the job. So I think this will be the end of my video. So on my next video, maybe we'll talk about which topic should we talk? I'll just talk about apartments. So we'll talk about basement apartments. So now, why basement apartment is okay for you as a new immigrant, so in Canada. So enjoy the rest of your day. Bye bye.